Hi there, it's Simran Singh. It's my daily diary. Sorry I missed you yesterday. I was mulling through a situation that had triggered me on Friday night and trying to find the words, trying to move beyond the sadness that I felt very, very deeply in my soul. And just needed 24 hours to kind of contemplate through that. Whenever we have a real high happen in our life, oftentimes there ends up being something that brings a bit of a low, just so that we know the contrast. And it has been a high week last week with the release of Conversations with the Universe, my new book, and also the TED Talk happening. And not that something had to happen, but something did happen that kind of threw me for a loop and really sent me into a place of deep sadness. And I want to kind of share a bit of that with you. And I want to start off with a story about myself in childhood. I remember being in elementary school, and I was kind of the odd kid. We were the first Indian family in this town of 3,500 people. And so they didn't quite know what to do with us, especially since my dad walked around with a turban on his head, and all the little kids thought he was some kind of genie. And so I had a really hard time fitting in as a child. And when they would be playing outside on this giant playground, oftentimes I would stand by the fence and I would watch, wishing that I could play, wishing that I would be invited to play and not feel like such an outsider, or somehow get into some of these cliques that were the popular kids or the fun kids. And I couldn't seem to find my way in. And it wasn't until a couple of years later, after spending a lot of time at the fence, that I finally realized this is just a playground. It's a wide open playground, and those people have decided to leap in and play. And it is I that am keeping myself at the fence. I'm not allowing myself to play. It's not that I need an invitation. I just need to say yes, and I would like to play. And I tell you this story because it has a lot to do with the Rebel Road Tour. It has a lot to do with that whole mission. When I began embarking on this vision that is the Rebel Road Tour, I knew that this was all about everyone else. It was about the world. It was about being the example for people to leap into a place of unknown for themselves, to have the courage to go where they hadn't gone before, whether it was a dream or an idea or just a totally new way of life and experience. And so I do lead by example. I don't claim to be a teacher or a guru. I claim to be just like you. The only difference between me and most other people is that when I get a vision or a direction, I completely say yes and I dive right in head first. I go for it. And I think that that is why I have kind of been labeled the example, is because I show people how to take steps. Not that you have to take my steps. That's not the point. I don't want you following in that way. Everyone's unique and we each have our own steps. But the fact that I'm willing to take the steps is the example. And then how I do certain things might also be the example if people are not able to figure out how to do things. And so a conversation happened that really, in my own filters, was taken in as something where this individual had looked at all that I'm doing with Rebel Road Tour, and I was hearing that it doesn't look like it's about anyone else but me, and, you know, why do I need that kind of money? And I'm already successful, so why should anyone help me if I'm already successful? And they should help themselves. And, you know, what's this all about? And what is she trying to prove? And what is she trying to do? And I don't really trust this, and all of those things. And number one, I want you to understand that you have the right to look at any individual and feel however you feel about them. And it's your work to work on internally what those judgments or thoughts are. What I want you to know about this Rebel Road Tour is it is completely about the we. Everything I have always done has been about the we, and I say that in a lot of different ways, through writing and vocally. I have said that by example over the last 7 years, through 1111 magazine, the talk radio. Everything that I've done has always been completely service-oriented. It has always been for the entire world, and it has always been in celebration of other people, showcasing their work, celebrating them, sharing who they are, where they are, how to connect with them. And it was just done out of love and service. So I know that I am about the we. I understand that and I get that. What I also know is that the Rebel Road Tour is something that is a new, very different paradigm. And not many people are going to get it. And the reason they're not going to get it is what I'm talking about is here is a playground. The playground of the world and the microcosm, which is the playground of the Rebel Road. And on this playground, I'm going to play. And the people that have already come on board, we're going to play. And this playground is wide open and available for you to jump in and say yes as to how you want to play too. I'm not going to go pull you in. I'm not going to drag you in. I'm not going to try to convince you to be in. It is here for you to say the yes, because that is your place of empowerment. That is where you're going to go beyond some boundaries that you have set internally. And what are you saying yes to? Well, I want you to know that this is as unknown as it is for you. I have no clue what this is. I have no idea. I just knew that I was compelled to do this. I knew that it was diving into the unknown, and it was experiencing my ways in ways that I've never experienced before. And it was getting people to experience themselves in ways they never have before. And it was to have connection and community and love and celebration for others. So what does it look like? It looks like the unknown, which is the new paradigm that we're all intended to go. And I totally get that 98% of the population probably won't even understand that. But I also get that you might. You might understand that there's something that has been feeling like a constriction around you, but yet you're wanting to burst through it. You might actually get that you are bigger than you've ever let yourself be. You might actually get that you want to connect with others, that you want to collaborate, that you want to have some fun, and that you want to create some beautiful things. And most importantly, you might truly get that it's all unknown, and that it is in the unknown that we find our true selves, not in the known. So the Rebel Road Tour, when I say join the movement, this is for people that have decided to let go of the control, to let go of the need to know, to let go of having definition, to let go of having rules and boundaries, and to open themselves, their hearts, their minds, their spirits to community and collaboration and celebration and this unfolding of the unknown with others. And that is what I can offer. Yes, there's a one-woman show that is going to take place, but that is a show that is meant to illustrate darkness to light, the journey that we've all lived, to create a common bond between us, to create a connection from me to you, for you to me. I want to know you. I want you to know me. And I think through this show that will happen. I also think that this show and this place and this entire experience throughout the next 11 months is specifically to create a very special community, a community unlike any others, a community that goes beyond the old ways of doing things, the traditional ways of doing things, the practical ways of doing things. I don't think they've worked. If they had, we wouldn't be in the situation that we're in. There's another way to do things now. There's a new way to look at collaboration and exchange. There's a new definition to give to abundance and prosperity. And I'm willing to discover what that is. And I am looking for the people that are willing to discover what that is with me. So what can I tell you about the Rebel Road Tour? I can only tell you what I know. And what I know is this. It's an 11-month tour that has 5 women, 2 kids, an RV, and you. It has my dream, their dream, and your dream coming together in collaboration and creativity. It is something that will organically unfold. And this community that is to develop, it is something that is going to be a new paradigm because it is a community that is going to be a self-organizing system, just like nature. Nature self-organizes and creates itself. It doesn't have rules and boundaries. It doesn't have a leader to tell it what to do. It self-organizes and it grows. And that is what I am embarking on. That is the new world I am living in. Everyone else can live in the world that we've had. That world's not going anywhere. But there's a new world and a new experience that is waiting for those that are brave enough, courageous enough to say, I raise my hand and stand up to be part of this movement, stand up to be part of the rebel road. I stand up to be a rebel in my own life. And what I can tell you is I'm the example. I'm the bridge. I'm the example of what we can do to walk in this way, what we can create, how we can lock arms and hands. I can't drag you on the bridge. I can't tell you to say yes to the bridge. I can't pull you up or tell you what your vision is. All I can do is say, I'm the example. And I'm willing to extend my hand and say, come with me. Come with me on this rebel road. Be a part of something world-changing, uniquely different, that I can't put words to right now, but I will as soon as I know what that is. Come with me. Be a part of me. Let's lock arms and hearts, creations, collaborations. And let's let it organically unfold and figure it out as we go along. What you have to decide is if there is a resounding yes in here, even though you don't have a clue as to what it is. It's the magic and the mystery that is called life. And I'm diving right into that, to explore it, to embody it, to know it completely. And I would love to have you along. And in the coming days, I'm going to introduce you to people that have said yes. And these are people that are moving and shaking in the world. These are people that understand that there's something bigger going on, and they're willing to live in that unknown. Doesn't mean the fear is not going to be there. It just means that we transform fear into feeling excited about reality instead of that old acronym that people use. It's all about new paradigms. To create a new world, we can't do things the way we've always done. We have to be bold pioneers willing to leap into the unknown and say, I'm willing to discover what's never been discovered before. So, my sadness took me to that deep place of knowing. It returned me to the place of knowing I'm simply the example. I'm simply the person that extends the hand and says, come with me. The rest is up to you. So, I would like for you to go to Kickstarter and look up the Rebel Road. And I would also like you to visit the website, therebelroad.com. You can click that pop-up banner and that will take you to Kickstarter. To embark on this journey, I am seeking $150,000. And that is what that Kickstarter campaign is about. I have 2 weeks now to raise those funds. With those funds, I will be creating tools that are necessary to support everyone in creating this place of collaboration. And whatever you pledge, I promise that you're going to get far more back than the pledge that you're giving. So, are you ready to join the movement? Are you ready to dive into the unknown? Are you ready to say yes to yourself as you say yes to the Rebel Road? I'm SIMRAN Singh, in service to humanity, in love with humanity, desiring to engage with all of humanity. In love, of love, and with love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.